And there it is. We're doing it again. Indeed, do. We are. Roll up, everybody gather, come and join. One man went to Mo. Yes, we are doing it again. I am doing it again. At least, what are you doing it with me is the question. Come, let us do it together. That thing that we do round about this time is been done. Are you done or are you still involved? Come involve yourself in that thing that usually transpires in the quiet of the day. Now, one man went to Mo, the eagle has landed.
Only water, only water, where they see my water. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Chief Wáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòdò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹlá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosona ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodúnkẹ́ ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní rí wà gbéṣe o.
And there it is. The care guides are praying that our death should have nothing to do with you. And amen to that. And so say all of us to that. So, Iku Koniri Wagbeshe, as guys, I bring you this. Our new Anambra airport records 142 flights, 3,865 passengers in 1 month. So, essentially evolving into the busiest airport in Nigeria, just barely weeks, if not just a couple of months. That yes, certainly weeks that it was just launched, and already the level of traffic, it just speaks to that space what we've already known. The eastern quarters, they are notorious for traveling. These are global citizens, and this now being demonstrated, being evidenced by this new airport data. New Anambra Airport records 142 flights, 3,865 passengers in 1 month. So there you have it. Impressive data, essentially the busiest airport in Nigeria as we speak. But to this, arms deals. Nigerian military leaders stole $15 billion within 20 years, report. So this is the real thing when all these people are using Shakabula to fight the bandits carrying AK-47, and you wonder why the country is imploding from within. So if you have ever wondered why that country is imploding from within, then here it is, the reasons why. One of the reasons why. Arms deals, Nigerian military leaders stole $15 billion within 20 years. So there you have it. That would have defeated Boko Haram in just one fell swoop. How Buhari financed Bakare'S Citadel church. So I've often called this guy chop I chop our pastor and people. He's touch not anointed. They will come here and rage and wail and gnash and gnaw. But gnash and gnaw and rage and wail, here it is. How Buhari financed Bakare'S, Tunde Bakare'S Citadel Church. So there you have it. Lambasting the guy in the day, going to collect dollars from him in the night. So now the guy now that needs the dollar the most, Katsina man removes house roof for sale to raise ransom for son's release from bandits' captivity. So there you have it now. This is where we have degenerated to within the Nigerian space. So it's just a rage and wail all the way through. But before we rage or wail about anything, let's come in via what is now tradition, the Eastern Quarters, and of course, another Python dance.
Do I pop? O Mary Wonizu, Woniroya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Unapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi, win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi bu onye du aimo o Mary Wonizu biro ya Abakare Mamanda ora Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nandi.
And there it is. You heard it here first. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance, Python dance. Nnamdi win the war. Python dance, Python dance. So Nnamdi wins the war. As guys, I bring you this. New Anambra Airport records 142 flights, 3,865 passengers in 1 month. Newly inaugurated Anambra Cargo Airport has recorded 142 flights with 3,865 passengers landing and taking off after 1 month of its opening. The airport was opened for commercial services on the 7th of December last year. The Anambra Commissioner for Works, Marcel Ifejo, whatever his name is, the Anambra Commissioner for Works, Marcel, made the disclosure on Sunday in Umeri, near Akwa, where the airport is located. He noted that although the flight and passenger figures surpassed projections when compared to other airports, it would have been more if more airlines were using the airport. So far, only Air Peace and United Nigeria Airlines are landing and taking off at the Anambra Airport. Mr. Marcel, who is also the head of the Anambra State Airport Project Committee, said the airport contributed significantly to easing passenger traffic during the Yuletide period. He said that passengers who would have landed at Asaba and Enugu airports flew straight into Anambra Airport. Anambra Airport is a hub. There is no place you can't go to in Nigeria from Anambra State. We are just scratching the surface in terms of activities that will take place here. Also speaking, Martin Nwafo, the managing director of the Anambra Airport Management Authority, said the service quality at the airport will continue to improve. Regulatory agencies in the aviation sector, such as the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, amongst others, are domiciled at the airport. So there you have it. It's quite impressive figures, you have to say, but then not surprising figures you also have to add, because at the eastern quarters, especially the Igbos, they are notorious for being very lost travelers. These are international people, these are aeroplane people, and of course, now if you have an airport in their quarters, then you expect to see this sort of figures. Something also that comes as a surprise, that comes not as a surprise, but nevertheless a disappointment. Arms deals. Nigerian military leaders stole $15 billion within 20 years, report. As much as $15 billion, that's 6.1 trillion naira at 411 naira to the dollar, have been frittered away through fraudulent arms procurement deals in the last 20 years, according to a report by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD. The report said political and security elites have monetized the conflicts and the resulting humanitarian crises. The report said successive presidents' failure to rein in corruption in the security sector has weakened Nigeria's counter-terrorism capacity, allowing groups like Boko Haram to smother. CDD asserted that despite promises by the current administration to expose those sponsoring criminals, no individual body or corporation had been convicted in Nigeria for funding terrorism since insurgency started in 2009. The report reads in part, thanks to lax legislative oversight, excessive secrecy, and the fact that security spending is largely exempt from due process rules designed to prevent corruption. Successive presidents' failure to rein in security sector corruption is a highly consequential anti-corruption failure. It has led to widespread insecurity, verging on instability, and has weakened Nigeria's counter-terrorism capacity, allowing groups like Boko Haram to smother. Over the last decade, political and security elites have monetized the conflicts and the resulting humanitarian crisis. During the same period, military leaders allegedly stole as much as $15 billion through fraudulent arms procurement deals, thanks to a lax legislative oversight, excessive secrecy, and the fact that security spending is largely exempt from due process rules designed to prevent corruption. No individual body or corporation had been convicted in Nigeria for funding terrorism since the insurgency started in 2009, despite promises by the current administration to expose those behind sponsorship of criminals, the report added. So this comes at absolutely no surprise. $15 billion in 20 years. You would even think that is a small amount. Actually, I was expecting in the hundreds of billions of dollars. The way these people just gorge in excess, just looting with ravenous blood-stenched fangs. So blood-stenched fangs gnawing away at the Nigerian economy via the root of the insecurity that we're contending with in the state. $15 billion in 20 years. That is the budget of most African countries, but that is what's being pocketed by some pot-bellied general. So there you have it. So if you ever think insurgency will ever end in Nigeria, there's your answer right there. This is just to quote Showore, it started as a crisis and it has morphed into a business. So this started as whatever and has also morphed into a business. How Buhari financed Tunde Bakare'S Citadel Church. About 2 weeks ago, the media was awash with news of Wema Bank breathing down Pastor Tunde Bakare's neck for refusing to service an uncollateralized 4.5 billion naira loan he took from the bank to build his Citadel church edifice, formerly known as the Latter Rain Assembly in Lagos. His inability to service the loan allegedly caused it to balloon to 9 billion naira. Bakare, who is also a politician, was said to have allegedly exploited his robust relationship with the then managing director and CEO, Segun Oloketuyi, to secure the loan. Bakare allegedly resorted to borrowing the money to build the edifice. Bakare allegedly resorted to borrowing the money to build the edifice, hoping that the bigger the church grew, the more prosperous, the more populous and prosperous it would become, and the easier it would pay off the loan. Unfortunately, he did not foresee the effect of the C-19 pandemic on the fortunes of many churches, including his, via offerings and donations. Wema Bank attempted to debunk the report, whilst reassuring its stakeholders and customers that it was operating with the highest level of corporate governance, following all rules, policies, and procedures. The bank's current managing director and chief executive officer, Ademola Adebisi, said the customer, Bakare, had maintained a credible relationship with the bank, and there was therefore no basis to contemplate any action to humiliate him. He did not, however, confirm if Bakare was owing the bank and how much he was owing. In a curious twist, Bakare revealed that the Citadel church was financed by 5 banks. He said that of the 5 banks, loans received from Unity and UBA, Unity Bank and UBA were paid off, whilst loan from the third bank, Fidelity, is currently being serviced. The remaining 2 banks, which he did not mention, have restructured the payment plan for the loan he took from them, so that instead of paying back in 2 years, he will now pay back in installments lasting 5 years. He, however, made a revelation that there was no donation from the federal government towards the construction of the edifice, save the 5 million. So let me give you this again, because this is where it lands on the Buhari bit. He, however, made a revelation that there was no donation from the federal government towards the construction of the edifice, save the 5 million naira given to him by President Mohamed Buhari, ironically, a government official. So there you have it. The Citadel Church was built by the Aboki from Daura. That is what that article tells us. Katsina man removes his house roof for sale to raise ransom for his son's release from bandits' captivity. A farmer identified as Saudo Faskari in Katsina State has removed his house's roofing sheet to sell in a bid to gather ransom money for the release of his eldest son, kidnapped by bandits. A local journalist working with an online news website, Katsina Daily Post News, Ibrahim Bawa, posted a video clip and pictures of the man while his roofing sheet were being removed. It was learnt that the farmer himself was kidnapped in December in Faskari local government area and spent 13 days with the bandits. When his son went to pay the 50,000 ransom, the bandits released the old man and kidnapped the son. They are now demanding 100,000 naira ransom from the old man. In the video clip, Faskari was heard saying he was doing it for his son. He continued, the bandits kidnapped my son day before yesterday, Thursday. He had gone to pay the ransom for my release. I spent 13 days in their den. When my children gathered the 50,000 naira, one of my sons was asked to take the ransom to the bandits, but the bandits released me and apprehended him. I don't even have what to eat, not to talk of the money to go and pay ransom. So there it is. Katsina, despite being the home of President Mohamed Buhari, has witnessed sporadic attacks by bandits and kidnappers that have claimed the lives of many. Over 700 people have been reportedly killed by gunmen in Jabia, Kankara, Adatsinma, Musawa, Damusa, and Safana local government areas of the state in the last 5 months. So 700 people in the last 5 months. On December the 11th, 2020, some bandits kidnapped 344 students of Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, whilst Buhari was on a visit to the state. They were released about a week later. Also on December the 19th, 84 Islamia students of, I'm not going to attempt that something, local government area of the state were abducted but rescued shortly after. So there you have it. Just the lawless is a wild west up north. It's just a barbarism. They're just savages up there. The totality of the entirety of them, the entire northern space, savages. I struggled with promiscuity and pornography many years ago. Singer Banky W. So this is it. Now I'm bringing you this because this speaks then to that silent thing that goes on in the darks of the night in many homes. Singer Banky W has opened up about his struggles with promiscuity and pornography many years ago. Banky W, who is also a pastor and a politician now, opened up during an interview with the Visibility Launch Hour recently. While stressing on the importance of a relationship with God in a person's life, Banky W said, I have been fortunate to be able to do what I love for a living for a long time. I am grateful for the small success we have experienced in music, in film, in media, in entertainment, and in other ventures. Food, a bit of real estate. But there is what I like to call a God shaped void inside every man. And until you start to fill that void with God, you will find that you will come up short regardless of what success you have or how successful or happy you may seem in the eyes of the world. There is an emptiness you feel when you are disconnected from that source. In the eyes of the world, I was a successful artist. I had been a successful record label executive, but I still felt empty and wretched. There were things I was struggling with on a personal basis. Everything from promiscuity to pornography, just real things that people struggle with on a personal basis. There is This is now getting to areas where one feels that one is in bondage and one is trying to kill and one is trying to clean. Sorry, pardon me. This is now getting to areas where one feels that one is in bondage and one is trying to clean oneself, but you keep making the same mistake. So you are just stuck in this place of feeling far from God, feeling separated from God, feeling that I have made a little bit of money, but I am still not happy and I am still not fulfilled and still not where God created me to be. There is an emptiness you feel when you are disconnected from that source. It is a purpose thing, not a pay thing. It is a meaning thing, not about money. That is why you see some of these billionaires pass away on their own account. So there you have it. Ban Ki-moon then opening up to the realness of his life. So there it is. That's been the session. No one there to take it on. So I'll just leave it there. But just the summation of it. Anambra Airport, good news from that area but of course, not something that comes especially as a surprise because in the eastern quarters, they are known for just being up and about and busy. So they continue to be up and about and busy, and they are filling up their airport. Uh, Arms deal. Nigerian military leaders stole $15 billion in 20 years. So that again comes as no surprise. This is what we know these people for. how Buhari financed Tunde Bakare's Citadel Church. That it doesn't come maybe as a surprise, but certainly a delight because we find that Tunde Bakare a laughing figure, so more reasons to mock him. Katsina man removes uh, Katsina man removes house roof for sale to raise ransom for son's release. So this is now what banditry has taken the northern space of Nigeria to, and this now seems just almost like an insurmountable problem. But how to surmount that, that's really one of the main contentions of the Nigerian state. I struggled with promiscuity and pornography many years ago, singer Ban Ki-moon. So, well, no, not Ban Ki-moon. I think Ban Ki-moon is some United Nations functionary, isn't he? Ban Ki-W is the person. So that's been the session. Paul or Osai, uh, happy Sunday to you, one man. So happy Sunday to you too. And of course, Alexander Akashi as well. So that has been the session. So I'll leave it there. Carry the conversation on within the comment section, but here, say.